and welcome to another installment of my self-publishing journey. Yeah. Today I wanted to talk about a hook, a pitch, a blurb. What are they? How do you use them? And more importantly, how do you make them? Okay. A hook. What is a hook? A hook is a one-line sentence or question that draws interest to your book. How do you make one? Well, there's lots of different ways, but the way that I can recommend is you look at other people's hooks, preferably from books you've read, but or books that you are willing to read. You see how their ones worked. Usually it's something to do with like the main component of the book, like the main question of the book, the main sort of theme of the book, that kind of thing. I've got some examples for you. Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. It was published in 2005. And the hook is on the front of the book, and there is a second hook on the back of the book. I will talk about what you can do with a hook in a minute. So the hook for Poison Study is magic, adventure and excitement you can almost taste. And then the one on the back is choose a quick death or slow poison. A hook should make you go, ooh, and I feel like that one is a really great example. Then I'm also going to use Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez, which came out, oh shoot, when did this come out? Was it 2020? 2019? 2019. But yeah, this hook for this, again, is printed on the very front of the book. It says, kidnappers, alien emperors, psychic cats, and she's out of coffee. Which is another one of those, like, gives you that kind of vibe of what the book's about. It's about, like, not just what it's about, but like, the sort of feel of the book. Like, Poison Study feels relatively serious. This feels relatively comedic because it ends with, and she's out of coffee. The hook for Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse, would that I could show you the back cover copy, but I do have the mug. The mug of Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse. And on the mug, as you can hopefully see, if I can get the sun to stop shining on it, it says, how much would you risk for your dreams? That is my hook for Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse. So, okay, with those examples, you can start throwing down ideas as to what could your hook be? What's it about? How is the tone? Is it jokey? Is it serious? Is it dramatic? Is it like world conquering? Or is it quite like, I'm gonna say low stakes, but I feel like that always is a misnomer, because in the story, when you're in the moment, the stakes are high for the characters. But yeah, like low world stakes. Are you saving the world, or is it focused on the characters? It's not an easy task. I'm making it sound really easy. Just throw out some questions. But like, it's not an easy task. I literally came up with how much would you risk for your dream as I was uploading the book to... No, as I was finishing my cover. I came up with that as I was finishing my cover. So yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was quite late in the grand scheme of things. Hooks are hard to come up with because it's very difficult to condense your entire book into one line or question. So what can you use it for? Well, as I've already shown you, you can put it on a mug or other merchandise. You can put it on the front and back covers of your book. My hook is at the top above the blurb in the same way that the Poison Study one is on the back, choose a quick death or slow poison. And you can also use it in like marketing and advertising campaigns. These are things you can use it for. If you can think of other things, let me know. What's a pitch? A pitch, also known as an elevator pitch or a Twitter pitch, is a short, very condensed version of what happens in your book. It should be short enough that you could pitch it to someone in an elevator or lift in the UK ride. So you get in and you're travelling like I think it's supposed to be that you're travelling one floor, I don't remember. Or it's short enough that it would fit in a single tweet, or somewhere like Ingram Spark, I think it's Ingram Spark that does it, yeah, somewhere like Ingram Spark where you have a 250 character limit for your little tiny pitch. There's some leniency, but you should be aiming for a maximum of about 50 words. Would that I could throw out pitches like I did hooks, but they are much harder to come by once the book has been published, because unless the person's like an author tuber or something like that, and therefore it's on video, most of these pitches don't actually get seen after the book has been published, because most of the time you end up just going straight for the blurb, like hook to blurb, instead of hook pitch blurb. But obviously if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that I have my quick pitch for Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse. There, I actually have two pitches for Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse. I have my quick pitch that I put in these videos, and I have my plot pitch. So yeah, I have like my genre pitch and my plot pitch, these two separate ones. I don't know if that's a common thing to do, but it is something that I have done. So my genre pitch is Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse is an adult fantasy novel with action adventure, heapings of magic, and a delightful, slow burn, heartwarming romance. This is sort of picking up on like the tropes of the book. And then I've got my plot pitch, which is Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse is an adult fantasy novel. Mary wants to be a guardian. There's just a few things standing in her way. Her gender, her secret heritage, her penchant for questioning authority. When a guardian colonel comes to Mary for help, what can she do but agree? She's only risking her entire life. So like, yeah, you can see the difference between those two pitches, plot pitch and tropes / genre pitch. So what you want to do to start making a pitch is throwing together like short versions, like bullet point lists maybe, something like that. What is your plot and what is your main or primary subplot? What tropes are you using? Because everybody uses tropes, they're not a bad thing, they're a very positive thing. People are looking for tropes. A heartwarming romance, a slow burn romance, these are both tropes. And then you just keep sort of working it and whittling it down until you get to a good pitch. My plot pitch, I've actually calculated, is if you include the title, it is 65 words. If you discount the title, genre and age category, it is 47 words. I have not counted my my genre pitch, because honestly I haven't used it in that many places yet. I have put the genre pitch on top of my blurb in description boxes on selling websites. It's the first thing that you see now. That is, as far as I know, not particularly common, but I think it's a really great one to do. Personal opinion here. You can, what do you use a pitch for though? Like I've just said that it's harder to find. You can use your pitch for pitch contests, like on Twitter if you are trying to get traditionally published or get a literary agent or whatever. You can use it in your query letter, you can use it in your marketing materials, you can, like I said, put it at the top of your blurb, either on the back of the book completely or just in the description box on selling websites, like whatever selling website you prefer. I'm not going to mention the big one that everybody uses, but yeah, you can put it in the description box there, and it is mostly for telling people, when they ask you what your book's about, it's to tell people what your book's about, which is why they're harder to find, because a lot of the time pitches are just delivered verbally. They are designed for you to be able to use in a lift ride. So like when your friend says, what's your book about? When your mum says, what's your book about? When your wife's colleagues say, what's the book about? That's what it's for. What is a blurb? Okay. Before anybody starts, and I know I've said blurb a lot in this video, before anybody starts, there is a difference between a fiction blurb and a non-fiction blurb. A non-fiction blurb is the accolades and the like review text of like, this person's book is amazing because this person really knows what they're talking about. Oh, Nopoodles' book on writing queer characters is great. As a queer person, you can really tell that Nopoodles have done their research. Or whatever, I do not have, this is a fake book. And says, like, Steve of Transgender Weekly, that's also a fake publication. A blurb on a fiction book is supposed to be the back cover copy of what is the book about. There's sort of, some people call it a synopsis, but it's not really a synopsis because a synopsis includes spoilers, and blurb on the back of your book really shouldn't. But yeah, that's like a whole thing. And these two things have kind of been smushed together, so a lot of fiction books now have their accolades and the review copy on the back of the book in a way that they used to have it on the inside pages, like the first or second page. I've actually got a really good example of that. Magic Burns, which is the second one in the Kate Daniels series. This was published in 2008. 2008. I think I got this in 2008 as well. Yeah. Anyway, so with this one, it's the second book in a series. If you open the first page, it's got, again with the shadows, it's got more praise for Magic Bites, and then, yeah, then the title page, and so on and so forth. It's also the inside flap of your hardback books. Do I have a hardback book? So if you look at Desolation Full of Peace, it's got the praise on the back of the book, and the actual blurb is on the inside flap. So how do you write one? Well, the basic formula is main character plus starting position plus conflict equals intrigue but complication and then risks. But like as a formula, that's not particularly descriptive. So again, your best bet is to read different blurbs, especially reading newer blurbs in your genre, to kind of base your blurb on and try different versions. I would like to point out that the Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse blurb is the 6th version of this blurb. I have done 5 previous versions of the blurb before I landed on the one that I like, and the one that is now officially the blurb of Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse. And if you ask very, very nicely, I might share my original blurb. So, let's do some blurbs. Let's do some blurb examples. Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. Yes, I'm just going to use the same books. Choose a quick death or slow poison. Yelena has a choice. Be executed for murder or become food taster to the commander of Ixia. She leaps at the chance for survival, but her relief may be short-lived. Life in the palace is full of hazards and secrets. Wily and smart, Yelena must learn to identify poisons before they kill her, recognise whom she can trust and how to spy on those she can't. And who is this mysterious southern sorceress who can reach into her head? When Yelena realises she has extraordinary magical powers of her own, she faces a whole new problem. For using magic in Ixia is punishable by death. Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez. The crew of La Thenina Negra delivers small cargo for even smaller profits. When her sister is kidnapped, Captain Ella Innocente must undergo a series of dangerous missions to pay the ransom. But Ava may lose her mind before she can raise the money. The ship's hold is full of psychic cats, an amorous emperor wants her dead, and her engineer is giving her a pesky case of the feelings. To free her sister, Eva will risk everything: her crew, her ship, and the life she's built on the ashes of her past misdeed. Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse by me, Lil Salzburg McGrath. Merry wants to be a guardian. There's just a few things standing in her way. Her gender, her secret heritage, her penchant for questioning authority. Her repeated petitions turned arguments with the Guardian Commander have got Merry exactly nowhere. And as her second year of study at the Five Towers University nears its end, she's starting to worry she won't have a job after graduation, or at least not one past her current gig as a bartender. When a Guardian Colonel comes to Merry for help, the logical thing to do is agree. After all, Colonel's only one step down from Commander. But when that help includes searching the places that will put Merry's security most at risk, she has to turn down the opportunity of a lifetime. Until the Colonel sweetens the deal. I'm really proud of that blurb. I'm really proud of it. As you may be able to tell, I did build it out of my pitch. You may be thinking, did you smush this down into your pitch? No, my plot pitch is the thing that I built my blurb out of. So yeah, look at blurbs. Try and use the formula if that's any use to you. Like, obviously you get to sort of like wiggle it around to your own personal tastes and to make the most effective version of a blurb. I would advise starting with your main character, but you don't have to do it where you're there like main character plus starting position plus conflict equals intrigue. Like, that is a section, and then you've got your complication, and then you've got your risks for your character. All of those points are there, all of those main things that I've put into my formula are in there. They're just not neatly categorized into like lines and sentences. It's about figuring out what all of those things are. Main character, Merry Arlan. Starting position, second year of university, looking at trying to become a guardian. Conflict, she can't be a guardian. Equals intrigue. Why not? Why is she so desperate to become one? Why can't she just accept it? But complication, when a guardian colonel comes to her for help. Brilliant, let's do it. Oh no wait, she can't. And then risks. What are the risks? Who knows? Well, I knows because I wrote the book, but... So what do you use your blurb for? Well, you put it on the back of your book or the inside flap of your hardcover. You put it in the description box on selling websites. It's your best and last ditch attempt to get people to pick up your book, to buy your book, or just even to look inside and read the first page. Hype up the conflict, make it dramatic. Make it just mysterious enough, and most importantly, have other people read it before and after they read the actual book. Take their criticism well and improve it. If you send your blurb to someone and say, would this make you want to read this book, and you know it's someone who reads in your genre and stuff like that, and they go, no, not really, I just don't see what the point is, that probably means your stakes on revealing themselves in your blurb, and you need to make it more dramatic. And of course, if you just have one manuscript, or not even a full one yet, you can still make pitches and hooks and blurbs and things like that. You can pick books you like and know inside out and practice making pitches and hooks and blurbs for them. Or you can do it for stories you haven't written yet. Or like me, every time I come up with a new idea for a book or story, I write down a quick premise, which is the basis for most pitches. Quick premise of what this is about, and then I can go on and find like a hook, or I can expand it into a sort of semi-blurb situation, and then when I actually get around to writing it, I can improve on what I've already written. Plus it gives me more experience of writing it, so that when I came back and redid my Merry Arlan Breaking the Curse blurb for the 6th time, I had more experience of writing quick synopses for readers of what exactly is contained within this book. And in the grand scheme of things, I also do it for my short stories over on nopoodles.wordpress.com. Now, I haven't always done this, but now I write these short pitches for what is to come in this story. It's also the kind of thing that you see on fanfiction websites like AO3, where they have a little sort of synopsis box, and the point of that little synopsis box is a pitch or a blurb of your fanfiction. So yeah, practice with lots of different things. Try it with stuff you haven't written yet. Try it with stuff you've written in back burner. Try it with stuff that you haven't found the end to yet and you've sort of put aside for now. Try it with stuff that you're kind of balancing 3 different projects at once. Write a pitch or a blurb or a hook for each of them. You know, see where it gets you. Are you stuck on which project to take first? Which pitch came easiest to you? Write that one. All that kind of stuff. If you think my book sounds interesting, it is available for pre-order. All of the links are listed below if you want to find out more, although I'm not sure what more you could find out exactly after I've just told you the hook, the pitch and the blurb. There's also, all of the info for it. It's all down there in the description box, next to the like and subscribe buttons. You can also find me elsewhere online, on Instagram and so on. Again, all the links. And as always, if you want to support the channel, there is also a link to my Ko-fi account. My mouse has stopped working, because of course it has. Her repeated petitions turned arguments with would fuck up my own one, wouldn't I?